Chapter 1: The Pakistani School Design Standards. The Pakistani Engineering Congress has a list of standards to follow for government elementary schools. Going through this document, it becomes evident why the government schools have been planned and constructed the way they have. Classroom typologies create crammed conditions with 50 to 100 students per class. Additionally, it gives each teacher the responsibility to handle 2 classes at a time. Outdoor space is not considered a requirement, and the document states that the students can use the area around the school, not considering that a lot of government schools are placed in busy or unsafe areas. The design standards for government schools are not created to provide children with quality education and experiences. Part 2: A case study of 2 schools, one private and one public. Aitchison College began construction in 1886 at the height of the British Raj's power. Named after the governor of Punjab, Sir Charles Aitchison, its initial purpose was to educate the relatives of ruling chiefs and princes in Punjab. It was an exclusive school for the elite. The college flaunts grand Indo-Saracenic architecture, mixing neo-Gothic and local elements with great amounts of motifs and ornamentation. The building includes amenities such as a library, theater, speech room, and classrooms. They also offer sports like cricket, polo, and field hockey. The college educates 3,000 boys from grades 1 to 13 with about 20 in each class. Aitchison gives each student 2,904 square feet of space. The school is now a symbol of prestige and colonial contribution to Punjab. The Anjuman Mafad Niswan Government School was constructed in 2009. Its initial purpose was to educate children from low-income families. The school educates 800 kids from grades 1 to 13 with about 50 in each class. This school gives each student around 4 square feet of space. Like most government schools, it has limited amenities. Power outages are common, and there are not enough desks and chairs for the students. It's a generic 2-story building that lacks architectural identity. The tuition for Aitchison College is 61,300 rupees a month, or $293 Canadian, while the average household monthly income for Pakistan is 41,545 rupees, or $198 Canadian.
Government schools are supposed to be free, but in practice they're not. There are costs associated with exam fees, with uniforms, and with supplies.
Chapter 3: The Bigger Picture. A lack of education is a significant problem in Pakistan. The architecture and conditions of the lower income schools are vastly different to the higher class.
There are 63,000 schools in Punjab, government schools. More than 45,000 schools, they have no basic facilities there. Like, there is no washroom, there are no proper classrooms, no electricity, no water, no sanitation, nothing. More than 45,000. And it is estimated that more than 100 billion rupees is required to upgrade these schools.
Around 48% of schools in Pakistan do not have toilets, boundary walls, electricity, and drinking water. Government schools offer low-quality education, and 40% of girls and 50% of boys will drop out of school by the 3rd grade. There are 24 million children out of school in Pakistan.
You must retain a basic minimum standard so you allow for equality of opportunity. You should not have a situation where somebody who goes into the public sector stream is then doomed to certain kinds of jobs, a certain level of income, will never be able to get past that glass ceiling.
Chapter 4: Readings. Space then, and one's ability to perceive it and access it becomes an essential element in the construction of identity and entire societies as well. Many children do not have access to schools or any educational spaces of quality. This becomes part of their identity and of societies of these children as well. To transform the typical associations of traditional materials and techniques with poverty into a sense of pride, imagining a building that fosters the user's recognition and appreciation of their sociocultural past and traditions. The association of traditional materials and techniques from poverty to a sense of pride, finding important traditional techniques that can be implemented into school design would lead them to represent identities and be a source of pride for communities. The making of boundaries, whether physical or mental, is a fundamental existential act that allows communities to define themselves in relationship to land and other social groups. School district boundaries make inhabitants define themselves in relation to other districts. These divisions also create senses of inequality through resources, wealth, and public services. The spaces where young people live, work, and play have a profound impact on their lived experiences and subjectivities. Childhood is a social construct and experienced very differently by children living in particular boundaries, communities, and socioeconomic groups. Our educational realities seldom conform to our educational intentions. We cannot put our policies into practice, but improvement is possible if we are secure enough to face and study the nature of our failures. With 24 million children currently out of school in Pakistan, it's important to analyze and face the failure of the current government school design standards. The intention of providing all children aged 5 to 16 with free education has not changed, but our approach must.